For the Air Force Association in Virginia, this is your AFA Daily Report.
Air Force Research Laboratory will realign, not split. The new commander of the storied Air Force Research Laboratory will realign, not reorganize the lab so it can ably support both the new U.S. Space Force and its traditional Air Force customers. Will be one AFRL serving two services, the Air Force and the Space Force, said Brigadier General Heather L. Pringle, commander of AFRL, in an interview with Air Force magazine. A new Deputy Technical Executive Officer will be responsible for integrating our space, science and technology portfolio, Pringle said, and will report directly to her. The new executive will be the single focal point for the U.S. Space Force, she added. Pringle, who took command in June, said the realignment is her number 2 priority behind implementing the Air Force's 2030 science and technology strategy.
Air Force to continue zero-based budget reviews. Annual budget reviews instituted by former Air Force Secretary Heather A. Wilson should make it easier to settle the hard financial decisions that loom ahead, a top Air Force aide said August 3. Anthony P. Reardon, Administrative Assistant to Air Force Secretary Barbara M. Barrett, indicated those reviews will continue under current service leadership. The discussions are similar to the Army's Night Court reviews that look at ways to reinvest money in higher service priorities.
U.S. Poland finished negotiations on troop increase, drones. The U.S. and Polish militaries have agreed on a long-negotiated plan to increase the American presence in Poland, including adding a cargo hub and drones flown by the U.S. Air Force. The Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, which the parties have not yet signed, follows last year's pact between U.S. President Donald J. Trump and Polish President Andrzej Duda to add 1,000 American personnel in Poland. About 4,500 people, mostly Army personnel, are already assigned there.
Hokanson takes over as National Guard Bureau Chief. Army General Daniel R. Hokanson received his 4th star and formally took charge of the National Guard Bureau during an August 3 change of responsibility ceremony led by Defense Secretary Mark T. Esper at Joint Base Myer-Henderson Hall, Virginia. Hokanson, who was confirmed by the Senate on July 20, most recently served as Army National Guard Director. In his new role, he succeeds Air Force General Joseph L. Lengyel, who is retiring after nearly 4 decades of service. Esper expressed trust in Lengyel's successor, telling Hokanson he has his full faith and confidence, and that his vision and acumen will help him in his new role. Quote, "Today, General Dan Hokanson takes charge during unprecedented and challenging times for our great nation, yet I know that he possesses the character, competence, and wealth of experience needed to excel in this role," he said.
USAF adds 8 new companies to combat networking contract. 8 more companies are getting the chance to join the Air Force's Advanced Battle Management System, bringing the total number of participating firms to more than 50. The Air Force added ARES Security, Atant, Centauri, Cogniac, NanoVMs, Pacific Defense, SRC, and Systematic to an open-ended contract under which companies could each receive up to $950 million. Each is pitching hardware and software that can crunch data and connect the Air Force's computer systems, aircraft, and weapons faster and with fewer bureaucratic hurdles.
USAF, Navy link-up for Black Sea training. U.S. Air Force jets and Navy ships on August 2 held a joint training exercise in the Black Sea near Russia's borders together for the second time in 2 weeks, aiming to fine-tune their collaboration in a potential conflict. 4 F-16s from the 31st Fighter Wing at Aviano Air Base, Italy, refueled by KC-135s from the 100th Air Refueling Wing at RAF Mildenhall, England, flew with an MQ-9 Reaper from the 52nd Expeditionary Operations Group's Detachment 2 hosted at Mirosławiec Air Base, Poland. The aircraft linked up with the Navy's USS Porter guided missile destroyer and a P-8 Poseidon from Patrol Squadron VP-47. Video of the exercise showed F-16s flying low over the USS Porter.
virtual events, Air Force warfighting integration capability experts on Mitchell's Aerospace Nation, and more. Today, the Air Force Association's Mitchell Institute for Aerospace Studies will present Aerospace Nation, a conversation with AFWIC on the Global Futures Report, featuring a discussion with Lieutenant Colonel Jake Sotiriades, the Air Force Warfighting Integration Capabilities Chief of Strategic Foresight and Futures, and other members of the Global Futures Report team about how the Air Force can shape an adaptive future strategy, and more. Event video will tentatively be posted to the think tank's website and YouTube channel.
End of transmission.